Welcome to this video tutorial. Today you will learn how to successfully take a photograph in full manual mode using a Canon DSLR. Using manual mode offers you a variety of different uses and control. This video hones in on the skills necessary to successfully take a photograph in both a landscape and a portrait. You will need a Canon DSLR with an autofocus lens and a fully charged battery. Now let's move into exposure modes. The camera has multiple ways to control the exposure to light. We'll be using aperture, shutter speed, and ISO, otherwise known together as manual mode. This section briefly covers what each function does and will be covered in greater detail in the landscape and portrait photography sections. Now let's move into aperture. Aperture, or f-stop, controls the amount of light passing through the lens. The more light that passes through the lens at a single point in time, the shallower the depth of field will be. The less light, the greater the depth of field will be. We'll come back to this later on in the video. Now let's move into shutter speed. Shutter speed controls the duration of your exposure, ranging from 30 seconds to 1/1000th of a second. In order to get a sharp image while hand-holding your camera, you will need to use a fast shutter speed in order to avoid any vibrations getting into your shot. Now let's move into ISO. ISO controls the sensor's sensitivity to light. The higher the ISO, the more sensitive the sensor will be. It's as simple as that. Now let's move into the time of day. For the best light, choose the early morning or the late afternoon. During these times, the sun is your best friend and is your best source of light when shining at a lower angle, producing a more flattering light. When the sun is overhead, the colors tend to be more flat, and shadows, particularly on human subjects, are not as flattering. Now let's move into landscape photography. Landscape photography is all about finding a good composition that leads your viewer's eye across a landscape. Finding a good focal point or point of interest can assist in giving your image something that stands out. It's also important to consider where you place your focal point in your frame. If you're not sure, you can start by thinking about the sky. How much of the sky do you want to be in your frame? From there, you can start to think about how your focal point will stand out the most in your image. Now let's move into portrait photography. In portrait photography, your main focus is to illustrate your subject. For this manner, a portrait can focus on subjects other than people. However, for this tutorial, we will focus on the facial characteristics of our subject matter. Portrait photography is all about concentrating your viewer's attention on your subject. In order to achieve this, we can use a variety of creative tools, such as using a shallow depth of field. This can be achieved by allowing more light through the lens, using the aperture, and thus creating a more blurry background. The purpose is to isolate your subject, so that your viewer's eye goes straight to what you want them to focus their attention on. I hope you found this helpful, and thank you for watching.